Hey guys, good morning. This is Dan with Ledger Support. How you all doing? In this video today, we are going to answer the question, is it safe to buy a Ledger device from a reseller? Let's do it. As you know, it's now possible to buy a Ledger Nano device, so Nano X or Nano S Plus, at any Best Buy store across the United States. But you can also buy a Ledger device at Target. Of course, you can also buy a Ledger device on Amazon. And we also have a very broad network of official resellers all around the world you can buy devices from. So basically, if you are a Ledger customers, you have tons of options to choose from. But the question is it safe? And this is the question we are going to answer in this video. So some of you guys have been asking the question, okay, but where do those Ledger devices sold by resellers come from? And the answer is they all come from the same place, which is Vierzon, our factory in France. So this means that all the devices that are sold by resellers obey to the same standards of quality and of course security than the devices that are sold on the ledger.com store, because all those devices are produced in the same place. And then we ship those devices in bulk to resellers, and resellers go ahead and sell those devices to you guys. But of course, whenever you get a new device, and here it doesn't matter if it's coming from a reseller or it's coming from the ledger.com store, there are 3 checks to perform on the device to make sure that it's safe to use. It's just common best practice. So these checks have been covered in my previous video, which is titled, Is My New Ledger Device Safe to Use? But let me go over those checks one more time. You basically want to make sure that your Nano box doesn't come with a Ledger device that's been preset and that already has a recovery phrase seeded in the device. So typically what this scam would look like is you get a small card in the box with a recovery phrase and also a PIN code. And if you see this, then this is a huge red flag because it means that the device has been preset with the scammer's recovery phrase and is just waiting for you to create accounts with this device and steal your funds. So make sure that all the recovery sheets that come in the Nano box are completely blank. There shouldn't be any words written on it because it's your Ledger device that will create those words for you and for you only when you set up the device for the first time. There is actually a very simple way to check whether your Ledger device has been preset or not. When you turn it on for the first time, it should show the welcome screen. So the Ledger logo will appear first, and then immediately after that, the welcome screen should appear on the device screen, just like you can see on your screen right now. If, however, instead of the welcome screen, you get a pin screen, like you can see here on my camera, then this means that the device has been preset, and this is a huge red flag and you should not use the device. So if you were to become victim of such a scam and you receive a preset device with probably a recovery phrase with words on it and a PIN code in the box, then what you can do is just reset the device by typing 3 wrong pins into the device. And then you can get rid of the scam recovery phrase and the PIN codes, and you just start fresh. Basically, the device will reset, wipe the private keys, and offer you to create a new PIN code and recovery phrase. And from this point on, it's completely safe. But of course, if you don't feel comfortable using that device, what you can do is reach out to us, of course, and we'll be happy to replace the device with a new one. And the final check that all devices have to go through anyway is what we call the genuine check. And this one happens when you first onboard via Ledger Live. Just keep in mind that the genuine check does not control whether the device has been preset or not. So you should always be careful to make sure that what happens when you first set up the device, you get the Ledger logo followed by the welcome screen and not the pin screen. But of course, as always, when it comes to crypto security and money, you want to be super careful. That means make sure that the device hasn't been preset. So control for things like, did my box come with a blank recovery sheet? Does the ledger device show me the welcome screen when I set it for the first time? And does my device pass the genuine check? Those are very, very important steps that you should always do regardless. And of course, guys, if you have any questions or you need anything else, any doubts, then please do not hesitate to contact support. That's our job. And we're here to help you through your crypto journey and to make sure that you don't get scammed and you can keep your crypto wealth securely on your ledger and you don't have to lose sleep over security, right? So this is our job. So please, guys, do not hesitate to get in touch. You can talk to us directly live via the help center. You just click the help button and you'll be able to send us an email or discuss with a live agent. But you can also catch us on social media. We are on Twitter, YouTube. We are also on Reddit. There's tons of ways to get in touch with us. Just be careful on social media. There's a lot of fake accounts that pass for ledger support or the main ledger account. Again, guys, on social media or anywhere for that matter, we'll never ask you for your 24-word recovery phrase. Again, your 24-word recovery phrase is your private keys. Anyone with access to your private keys could steal your funds. Ledger will never ask you for your 24-word recovery phrase. Anyone asking you for your phrase is a scammer and is trying to steal your funds. That being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Get in touch if you need. If not, I'll see you in the next one. Have a safe and healthy weekend, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.